Hey everybody, welcome to game number 11 in the Chicago White Sox 1977 replay. We've left Anaheim, California, went a little further north up to Oakland, and we're at Oakland County Coliseum to face the Oakland A's in a first of a four-game series. This is a replay of game played April 22nd, 1977. After 10 games, the White Sox are currently 7-3. One thing I did notice after putting all the games in the Strat-o-matic computer and looking at some of the stats, Richie Zisk is riding an 8-game winning streak. So that's something to keep an eye on to see if he can keep that going. Ballpark effects for Oakland, not very good for the hitters. Singles 1-2 for both lefties and righties, and home runs 1-7 lefties and righties. Starting pitchers for today's game for Oakland will be the lefty, the veteran, Vida Blue. 1977 Vida Blue. He was 14-19 with a 3.83 ERA. And on the mound for the White Sox, making his first start, he had a couple of relief appearances, is Francisco Barrios. And he was 14-7 with a 4.12 ERA. So he's making his first start of the season. Let's look at the lineups. First for the White Sox, Jerry Hairston's in left. Alan Bannister is back at second as George Order continues to be day-to-day, and especially against the lefty, they want to give him a day off again. Richie Zisk is in right, of course, the 8-game hitting streak he has there. Soderholm is moved up to the cleanup spot to hit and play third base. Spencer's at first. Lamar Johnson, the DH, will bat 6th. Chet Lemon in center will hit 7th. Jim Essien, the catcher, will hit 8th, and Tim Norbrook, the shortstop, will bat 9th. For the A's, Bill North will lead off in center field. Now, Larry Lentz only had 30 at-bats, so I don't have a card for him, but I do have the player app. So when it comes to his at-bat, we will shift over to the player app to get that result. The rest of the players I do have cards for. Mitchell Page is in left. Dick Allen's at first. Manny Sanguillen catching. Wayne Gross at third. Rich McKinney, the DH. Mallory in right field. And Rob Piccolo, the shortstop, will bat 9th. I didn't realize this until I looked up on a video just a few minutes ago, because I wanted to get his pronunciation correct. It is, in fact, Piccolo, not Piccolo or Picciolo or whatever else people might want to call him. But on MLB, they called him Piccolo. And he had passed away in January of this year, so I didn't realize that. But I saw a snippet of Matt Vasgersian and Harold Reynolds. It was on YouTube showing the announcement of his passing. So it is in fact Piccolo. In fact, they call him Peach as a nickname for short. So he will be the shortstop batting 9th. All right, we are pretty much underway, ready to go underway. And like I said, when Larry Lentz's time comes to bat, I've got the player app right here for him. So he will, not have to be. We don't have to make any substitutions in the lineup because we do have him. So that's always a good thing to have all the players. That's one of the reasons why I rented the player app or signed up for the player app for these circumstances just like this. All right. So when the White Sox bat, I'll pull the score sheet a little bit closer to the top so you can see it. And then when the Oakland bats, I'll move it up. Right now it is Jerry Hairston, the left fielder, rather, switch hitter against Vida Blue. We'll be batting from the right-hand side, and game 11 from Oakland is underway. The first of 4 from Oakland as the road trip continues. 6-8 against a right-handed batter. That's a 1-3 for a triple. 4-20 is a single, so Jerry Hairston's going to get the Sox off to a good start with a leadoff single. So Jerry Hairston, now you can see on his stealing he's got nothing, so he's no threat to steal. He did not steal all year, so he's not going anywhere. Here's Alan Bannister, second base. We get a 2-6 against the lefty, and he's going to walk. So Vida Blue digging a small hole for himself early on, as the A's really, in 1977, were about as bad as you can get. They were even worse than the expansion Mariners. They pretty much gutted their whole team from the early 70s. Only a few remnants left, like Vida Blue and Bill North, and that's about it. Everybody else are just also-rans that picked up from other teams. I mean, Sanguillen's a veteran and Allen's a veteran, but nothing like they had back in the early 70s. All right, here's Richie Zisk. He's got an 8-game hitting streak he's trying to keep up. It's his first at bat. It's a 3-11 against a lefty. He will not do it this time. Fly to center. There's one away. So he'll have a couple more at bats, I'm sure. So here's Soderholm. Moved up to the DH spot against the lefty. 1-9. Struck him out, so it didn't help. So Vida Blue trying to work his way all the way back. And he has to face a lefty, Jim Spencer. Lefty on lefty, but Spencer does all right against lefties. 1-9, not this time though. He flies to right. And so Vida Blue, after getting the first two on, comes all the way back, retires the next three in a row, the heart of the order. And after the first half inning of play, it is the White Sox nothing and the A's coming to bat. And Francisco Barrios will lead things off on the mound against Bill North. So Bill North, speedy leadoff hitter. You want to keep him off the bases if you are the White Sox. He's got a lot of steal opportunities. In fact, on the season, he stole 17, got caught 13, so maybe he wasn't quite as efficient as I thought, but still always a threat to go. So here's North, switch hitter batting left, 3-9. He's going to strike him out, so Barrios, I should say, strikes him out and takes the thought of him on the bases out of the equation. And now we've got Larry Lentz, so we're going to go to the player app. If the result is off the batter card, we will have that available to us. So, screen froze up here. Let me get him back. All right, here we go. 6-4. So we're off the pitcher card, so it's not going to matter anyway. Lentz is a switch hitter, so we're going off the lefty batter. 6-4. It's a ground ball, shortstop X, same as the righty, ironically. So that'll bring up Nordbrook, and as a defender, Tim Nordbrook is a 4-E38, so obviously not very good. 4-11, he'll get to that though. 4-11 is a G2. Checked out a G3, but nobody's on base, so it doesn't matter. He will get to it. It's a 12, so we're checking an E38 and a 12. E38, there is no 12. It was a 13 and a 14, but no 12. So, Nordbrook is able to get to that and throw out the speedy Lentz for 2 down. I bring up Mitchell Page. He was a Topps All-Star rookie in 1977. One of the few bright spots for the A's. 21 home runs, hit .307. So one of the few bright spots for the young Oakland team. 1-9 against a righty. Struck him out. He's had a lot of, his column 1 is loaded, but number 9 is a strikeout. And that's going to end the inning. They're still, the A's at this point are still 3 years away from Billy Ball. So once 1980 rolls around, they get some young players. They get Billy Martin in there and some good pitching, and all of a sudden they're a playoff threat. So, but in 77, not so much. All right, here's Vida Blue back on the bump, and he'll be facing Lamar Johnson, who is really doing well against lefties, so that's why he's in there. Lamar Johnson, the DH, taking the place of Oscar Gamble as they do a platoon. 5-4, ground ball third base X. That's Wayne Gross for the A's, and Wayne Gross's defensive prowess, not very good. He's a 4-E31, so 4-E31 for Gross. 16 though, he'll get to it, so we'll check the E31 against an 11. E31, there's an 11 right there, so I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I'll bring it a little closer. Third base, E31 and 11. That's an error. It's a one base error on Gross. So Gross unable to net that ground ball. And there is the leadoff man aboard in Lamar Johnson. He's no threat to steal though. All right, here is Chet Lemon. He's really struggled on the season, hitting under 200. 5-7, but he's not going to struggle here. 1-7 is a double. 8-20 is a single. 2 stars for both. And that's a single, 2 stars. So that'll put runners at the corners. And again, the Sox get the first 2 runners on. It didn't pay off in the first inning because Blue really bore down, or was bearing down and got out of it. Got his work cut out for him now, though, because now you got a runner on third. Here's Essien. The infield's a double play depth. They'll give up the run to get 2. 3-5 for Essien against a lefty. 1 to 5 is a single, but anything else 6 to 20 is a line out, and that would keep everybody right where they are. But it's a 4. It is a 4, so there is going to be a base hit, as the D20 was kind to Mr. Essien. And the Sox are on the board, 1-0. It's 1 star, so Lemon will stop at second. But scoring the unearned run is Lamar Johnson. Give the RBI to Essien. Sox up 1-0. I'll bring up Norbrook with runners at first and second, nobody out. They're going to bunt Norbrook, or they would think about it, but he's a D bunter. So all kinds of bad things can happen there. He could bunt into a double play or who knows what. So they're actually going to have him swing away. Would have bunted, but he's just not a very good bunter. 1-6, so he'll ground to a shortstop double play. Well, maybe I should have bunted it anyway. So that's a 6-4-3 for 2 quick outs. Really was in a no-win situation right there. But maybe should have bunted. We'll see. Never know until you try it. Here's Hairston. 4-7. Harrison's a switch hitter batting right. 4-7's a strikeout. So again, Vida Blue gets out of it, but does give up the run because of the error. So it's an unearned run. But the Sox don't care. They lead it 1-0. Vida Blue got out of it though without allowing more. It could have been a lot worse. And the Sox take that 1-0 lead to the bottom of the second. And we'll have Dick Allen, the veteran, former Philly and White Sox. A pretty good career for Dick Allen. A little controversial, but a good career nonetheless. 6-6 is a line out to third base. And there's one away as Soderholm was able to snag it. Bring up Manny Sanguillen, former Pittsburgh Pirate. At the tail end of his career, obviously, at this point. 3-8. 3-8 is a ground ball to second, handled by Bannister. And that's 2 up, 2 down here in the second by Barrios. And I bring up Wayne Gross, third baseman. 3-9. He's going to ground to second, and Bannister will take it again. And 6 up, 6 down go the A's through the first 2 innings. At the end of 2, it is Chicago 1 and Oakland 0. Charlie Finley not a happy camper right now. But when you get rid of all your players, this is what happens to you. All right, Vida Blue. The soon-to-be departed Vida Blue after this season. He will go to San Francisco, but this is his last year with Oakland. So it doesn't go very far. He just goes down the street, basically, to San Francisco, across the bridge. And will play for the Giants in 1978. Here's Bannister, second baseman. 4-7 against a right-hander, struck him out. There's one away. That brings up Richie Zisk, looking to keep that hitting streak going. 3-4 against a lefty. He's going to walk, so that's not going to help the hitting streak, but still early. He's still going to have at least 2 more at-bats, you would think, if not 3. So 1 on, 1 out for Soderholm, 210. And that's a home run for Eric Soderholm against a lefty. 210, no diamond shot here. It's a solid 210 home run. And Eric Soderholm has extended the lead for the Sox to 3-0. Give him 2 RBIs. Soderholm in the 77 season hit 25 home runs, so he was definitely one of the Southside hitmen for sure. Here's Spencer, lefty on lefty against Vida Blue, 4-8. And that's a pop out to the second baseman, Lentz. So that is 2 down. For Lamar Johnson, the DH, 6-11. That's a ballpark single check, but not a good chance. 1-2 only. It's a 4, so he's going to line to short. The inning's over, but the 2-run homer by Soderholm, and the Sox grab a 3-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. For Mr. Barrios, who's going to enjoy some run support. See if he can't keep the momentum going. He's going to face Rich McKinney, right-hander, DH. 1-6 for McKinney. He flies to right. So 1 down. And if you don't know who Rich McKinney is, you're not alone. I don't either. Here's Sheldon Mallory, another no-name. Sheldon Mallory, the right fielder. He's a decent fielder, 3 and a -1 arm. He is an E10. Does run pretty well though. He's got an A run steal or A stealing with a lot of numbers to get the jump. but he's got to get on first. 5-6, he will not do it. It's a ground ball to Spencer, and that's an easy play. 2 up, 2 down. 8 in a row retired by Barrios. Finally get the number 9 hitter, Rob Peacholo. 2-11 for Peach, and he fouls out to Essien to end the inning. So 3 perfect by Barrios. And we go to the 4th. It is Chicago 3, Oakland nothing. And Vida Blue going to come back out and see if he can't right the ship a little bit. He got a little shaky start over these first couple of innings. He's going to be facing Chet Lemon. Lemon singled, but was stranded his first time. 6-7. It's ground ball second base X. That's Lentz. And if you look at Lentz's card on the player app, we will see that Lentz is a 4E41. So a 4E41, obviously not very good. 4-15 though, he'll get to that, but we'll check the E41 against the 11. So a second baseman, E41, there's an 11 right there, 1 base error. So Lentz boots it. Second error of the game for the A's. First one by Gross, now this one by Lentz. And that'll send us to Jim Essien. 2-7 for Essien against the left-hander. He will walk. So again, Vida Blue asking for trouble and not getting help defensively. Here's Norbrook again. And last time we didn't bunt with him and he hit into a double play. This time I'm going to bunt with him. He's not a good bunter. I mean, that's obvious with a D. He will now be an E bunter because the infield is going to come in on the corners. So when you're an E bunter on the sacrifice bunt chart, a lot of bad things can happen. Now he can't get some sacrifices if he rolls low numbers, so we'll see what happens. Rolled a 10. That's not good. 10 is bad. All right. Let's see what bad says. Batter lays down a bad bunt. The leader runner is thrown out by the fielder. So that's what it is. That's why it's a bad bunt. So to get the out at third, the white die is a 2, which means it went to the pitcher. So Vida Blue jumped off the mound and was able to get it over to the third baseman Gross for the force. Essien will go to second, and Norbrook's on a fielder's choice. So could not get the bunt down, but at least he avoided a double play, so I guess there's a silver lining there somewhere. And now Jerry Hairston is up with runners at first and second, and 1 away. 3-8 against a lefty, and that's a walk. That's going to load the bases. So quite a few walks by Vida Blue. Has loaded the bases now with 1 out and Alan Bannister, the batter. And now the A's bullpen is starting to show some life down there. Joe Coleman is loosening, right-hander. Here's Bannister, rather. I don't know why I have Soderholm there. I got them out of order for some reason. I got one behind the other. When I was put them to the side, I had them in the wrong order there. No, nobody's going to be out for batting out of turn. Didn't roll the dice yet. All right, here's Bannister. 4-10 against a right-hander. Struck him out. Well, he's out anyway with a strikeout. So struck him out. Out number 2. Still not out of the woods yet, though, because you got Richie Zisk, and he's still looking for... I had all these out of order, didn't I? Richie Zisk is still looking for that first hit to keep that hitting streak alive. He's fly to center, and he's walked. This one's off Blue's card. 5-6. Grounds to first. The inning's over. So Zisk 0 for 3. And hitting streak could be in jeopardy. Although we still have 5 innings to go, he can get a few more at-bats. Probably 2 more at-bats. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. And it'll be the leadoff man, Bill North, for the Oakland A's. North struck out his first trip to the plate. 4-10, switch to everybody in left. 4-10 is a ballpark single check, but again, only a 1 or a 2 will get it done. It's a 6, so he's going to line to second. And there's 1 away. Here's Mitchell Page. 6-3 against a lefty. That's a fly ball right field X. That is Richie Zisk. And if we look at Zisk defensively, Mr. Zisk defensively. Getting back here. He is a 4 E6, so not much range. This could drop in. 4 and a 7 probably will, but we'll verify it. A 4 and a 7 is a single, and that's the first hit of the game for the Oakland A's. Error rating's a 6. That's a 14. E14, and there is a 6, so there's actually, I'm sorry, it's a 14. He's an E6. I went backwards. But there is an error. It's a 2-base error because he's an E6. There's a 14. That's a 14. So it's a single plus a 2-base error. So Richie Zisk not faring well on that one. And actually, you know what? It's not Mitchell Page is it bad. It's Lentz. He's on the player app, so it's throwing me off completely. So I'm going to have to re-roll the whole thing. Let's see. It was fly ball. I think I rolled a 6-3. Actually, it's going to be the same at bat because Lentz is a switch hitter and was off the pitcher card. So this thing's going to stand, actually. So Lentz is going to get a single. And he will go to third on the E9. So he will go to third on the E9 by Zisk. So since Lentz is a switch hitter batting left and it was off the pitcher card, the result can stand, and now Mitchell Page is up. But I got to be careful about that when I have to go to the player app for Larry Lentz. All right, so 1 out and a runner on third with Mitchell Page up. They're going to play the infield in. They're getting greedy. They don't want any runs to come across. They're going to try to choke everything off. 5-5 against the lefty. They walk him. So Mitchell Page walks, and that does set up a double play for Dick Allen. And Dick Allen, but Mitchell Page, look at his stealing rating. Stole 42 bases, only caught 5 times, so you certainly need to go for a jump here, I would think. 2 through 5 is what he needs to get the jump. A 2 through a 5. And it's a 3. He will get a jump, so he starts as a 19. All right. Barrios is a +1, and Essien is a 0. If I remember correctly, yes, he is a 0, so that makes it a 20. And he's being held, so it's a -2. That makes it an 18. So 1 to 18, a 1 to 18, and it's a stolen base for Page. It's a 20. He threw him out. Do you believe that? Oh my goodness. When it rains, it pours for the A's. Trying to stay out of the double play by sending the runner, and he gets caught on a 20 roll. That's just almost criminal. All right, so runner still at third with 2 outs now for Dick Allen. Infield, of course, normal depth, but now we got a 1, so it's a chance for a wild pitch. He's a 3, though. So this has to be a 1, 2, or a 3. It's a 1, so it's a wild pitch. I have a tendency to roll a lot of low numbers on the D20 when I don't want to. So wild pitch by Barrios, and that forces in the first run for Oakland. Bases are now clear. It's 3-1. 4-9. Well, he would have scored anyway because 4-9 is a double or a single, depending on whether I roll a 1 or not. It's a 7, so it's simply going to be a single for Dick Allen. So that would have scored the run anyway, so the wild pitch technically didn't have to bring the run home. Here's Sanguillen, 2-10. Ground ball to third. That's going to end the inning. But the A's finally get on the board. Mainly, it's an unearned run because of the 2-base error by Zisk. So we go to the 5th inning. So get my cards straight here. We go to the 5th inning, and it will be White Sox 3, Cubs 1. I'm sorry, Cubs. A's 1. I got Cubs on the brain. White Sox 3, A's 1. Here's Vida Blue against Soderholm, and Soderholm homered his last time up. 3-5 against a lefty is going to be a ground ball to second, and that's 1 away. So Soderholm's retired. Brings up Jim Spencer. Lefty on lefty, 3-8. Has a line out to first, handled by Dick Allen. 2 down for Lamar Johnson. DH 6-5, struck him out. So Vida Blue coming back in this 5th inning. 1, 2, 3. Go the Sox. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 3-1. Both pitchers have ratings of 7 for fatigue. Both Barrios and Blue, so they're not in any danger of being fatigued right now. Wayne Gross leads things off. 1-6, and he struck him out. So Wayne Gross out of there. Here's Rich McKinney, the DH. 3-2. Line out second base Max, but there's nobody on base, so simply a line out. 2 down. 2 up, 2 down for Sheldon Mallory. 1-9 for Mallory. He grounds to second, handled by Bannister. And it's a 1-2-3 inning turned in by Barrios. At the end of 5, it is 3-1 Oakland. I'm sorry, 3-1 Sox over Oakland. And that'll bring up Chet Lemon. Bottom portion of the order. Lemon, Essien, and Nordbrook. Here is Lemon against Vida Blue. 5-8. I'm sorry, 5-9. 5-9 is a fly to right, a fly to left rather. 1 away. Sometimes those things are hard to see from a distance, and I'm behind the camera, so I'm a little bit further distant than what you're seeing it actually. And my eyes aren't that great, so that's why I use the pen sometimes to point where it needs to go. All right, here's Essien. 5-7. I don't need a pointer for that. There's big bold double 1-7 and single 8-20 on that 5-7 roll. So that is a 15. That will be a solid single for Jim Essien. He's 2 for 2 with a walk, so he's having a great day against the lefty. So now that will bring up Nordbrook. He's grounded a double play and had a failed sac bunt, so he could use something good here. 3-6, and he gets it. It's a single to right field. Essien, though, doesn't run well, so they're going to hold him up. Plus, I think Mallory had a decent arm in right, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's see here. Mallory had... Yeah, he's got a -1 arm, so no sense taking the risk. He's already in scoring position, so 2 on, 1 out for Jerry Hairston. We get a 4-5 for Hairston. 4-5s, ground ball, shortstop X. That's Piccolo. And Piccolo, fairly average, a 3.E26 for Piccolo. 3-15, he'll get to that. And in fact, a 3 and a 15 might be a double play possibility. 3 and a 15, it is a double play. It's a G1. And it's a 10, so I don't think he makes any errors on a 10 for a shortstop. 26. Nope, sure doesn't. It's a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So Hairston grounds into the 6-4-3 double play. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. It is still Chicago 3 and Oakland 1. And Piccolo, the man who turned the double play, or started the double play rather, will lead things off. It was actually turned by Lentz, but Piccolo got it going, and now he's going to be in there facing Barrios. Piccolo fouled out to the catcher his first time up. 2-11, 2-11. He will foul it to the catcher again. What are the odds of that? I must have rolled 2-11 last time as well. A foul out to the catcher once again. So Peach is gone. Bill North, 2-10, and he flies to left. So 2 down. So Barrios seems to have gotten back in the groove. Here's Mitchell Page, 1-11. As soon as I say that, it's a ballpark home run chance. 1-7 for Mitchell Page to go deep. And he does. Mitchell Page. Again, that low D20 roll that I have a tendency to roll many, many times comes through, and Mitchell Page has cut the lead to 3-2. So Mitchell Page trying to make noise for the A's. Here's Dick Allen. 5-11. 5-11's a ballpark single check. It's a 1-2 though, so most likely not going to happen, and it does not. It's a liner to short. Inning's over, but A's are chipping away, and at the end of 6, it's the White Sox 3 and Oakland 2. And we'll move on to the top of the 7th. And it'll be Mr. Bannister. Oh, you know what? I did it again. I went out of turn. I gotta get a marker for Larry Lentz. I gotta fix this. Hold on, folks. I gotta go back and retract here because that should not have been Mitchell Page's at bat. It should have been Larry Lentz's at bat. And by not having that player card, it's really throwing me off. I probably need to have a placeholder of some sort. So I'll use some whiteout, pause the video, let the whiteout dry, get Larry Lentz back on the screen, and we take the home run away from Mitchell Page, and we reboot with 2 outs and nobody on, and Larry Lentz at bat. Okay, I've got Larry Lentz and the player app back in front of me. What I'm going to do going forward is I'm going to take one of the extra players off the bench, flip their card upside down as a placeholder so that I know when Larry Lentz is coming up. So now Lentz is the batter. So we won't have Page or Sanguian. It's going to be Larry Lentz. So Larry Lentz is going to bat. So I'll put the player app there just in case we get a roll off the batter card. So here's the pitch to Lentz. And it is off the batter card, 2-5. He'll draw a walk. So Larry Lentz, no home run, obviously. This thing hasn't dried enough, so I gotta let it dry some more. But at least I know it's a walk. So now we can check Lentz's stolen base prowess. He is an A stealer. Can get a jump pretty much on anything. 2 through 12, he will get the jump, so he automatically gets a jump. Now it's just a matter of, in fact, I don't know how you not get the jump because it's 2 through 12, so I don't know why they have a separate jump rating here, but whichever. 2 through 12 there, and let's see here, 17. And we already know the pitcher and catcher combination is a +1. It makes it an 18. -2 is a 16. So 1 to 16, he will steal second base. And he does. So right now, Lentz is on second base with 2 outs. And Mitchell Page, the batter, first base is open, but that would be putting the tying run on base. So they're going to go ahead and pitch to Mitchell Page. 4-5. He is a lefty. 4-5. Struck him out. So big, big strikeout to end the inning. See if this thing is dried out enough for me to write this in. All right. Walk and a stolen base. All right. I'll clean it up a little bit more, but at least I've got my placeholder. So that 1 becomes a 0 now. That was my bad. I apologize. But now I've got a placeholder. So going forward, when it comes to Larry Lentz's at bat right after Bill North, I've got a placeholder here to remind me to not just jump right to Mitchell Page's card. And false hope of a home run. So maybe Mitchell Page can dream, but it hasn't happened yet. Speaking of needing things to happen, Richie Zisk is going to bat second this inning. And this may be his last at bat, so as we're in the 7th, he might get another one after this, but you can't guarantee that. So he's got to keep that inning. If he wants to keep that hitting streak going, he's got to get busy. First of all, here's Alan Bannister, and this is the point of weakness inning for Vita Blue. 5-7 against a right-hander, and that's a base hit. 1 to 7 is a double. 8 to 20 is a single. That's a single for Bannister to lead off here in the top of the 7th. And now it's up to Richie Zisk. See if he can keep that hitting streak going. 2-7 against a lefty, and he walks. He just missed a home run. 2-8 would have been a homer. But his second walk, so 2 walks takes away 2 at-bats, and that's not going to help his hitting streak any. But he may get another chance in the 9th. We'll see. Here's Eric Soderholm. 6-5, struck him out. There's a dot, but he's not tired yet because he's only given up 2 base runners, so the strikeout will hold. There is 1 away. It's a big strikeout for Vita Blue. Here's Jim Spencer. Jim Spencer. And my D20 went rolling way over here, so let's re-roll that D20. Nothing happening on that. 6-10. Lefty on lefty. 6-10. Fly ball center field X. That's Bill North. So we'll check Bill North's rating as a center fielder. He is a 3E7. So a 3E7. 3 and a 9. So he should get to that, I would think. Let's see what the results are. A 3 and a 9. He does get to that at F2. And this is a 12. And he was an E, if I remember correctly, E7. So we're checking center fielder, E7. Is there 12? Nope, no 12, so he makes the play. Fly out to center field for out number 2. And now it is up to Lamar Johnson. And Johnson is 0 for 3, reached on an error. 5-10, ballpark single check, but again, it's only a 1-2. That's all it can work. And it doesn't happen. It's an L6. Innings over. So we go to the bottom of the 7th here in Oakland. And the score is still 3-1. No 7th inning stretch music today, or tonight rather. Just going to keep plodding through. Maybe next game I'll do something. We'll have to wait and see. So right now it is Dick Allen who's going to lead things off. And again, we are starting the point of weakness inning for Barrios. 1-9 and 1-9 against the righty is a strikeout. So Barrios, ever since that hiccup in the 4th, has done very well for himself. Here's Manny Sanguillen. 2-10 for Sanguillen. That's a solid single. So Sanguillen has reached and brought the tying run to the plate in Wayne Gross. And left-hander Dave Hamilton is in the bullpen for the White Sox, and Joe Coleman has returned to throwing in the bullpen for the A's. So here's Wayne Gross. 1-2. Ground ball second base A. That's the bad news for Oakland. Ground ball second base A. That's a 4-6-3 double play. And Barrios is telling Hamilton, you can sit down now. 4-6-3 twin killing. Even though they're playing the A's, not the Twins. At the end of 7, it is still a 3-1 ball game, Sox. And who'd have thunk we'd have a pitching duel, but that's pretty much what it turned into. Now, Vida Blue has given up 2 things against this point of weakness. So we've gone to his 2nd inning, which is the 8th, past his 2nd inning past his things now, so he can give up 2 more before he gets to be tired. Chet Lemon will get the first opportunity to make him tired. 3-10, that's a ballpark single check, so again, only a 1 or a 2 will do it. And that's a 9, so that's not going to do it. It's a liner to short. 1 away for Jim Essien. 4-5 against a right-hander is a ground ball shortstop X. That is Piccolo. And we'll check Piccolo again. A 3, E26. 3 E26, a 3 and a 6 is probably good enough. 3 and a 6 is a G3, so he'll make that. 12 and a E26. E26, there's a 12 right there in the middle. How about that? The only one base error is a 12, and darn if he didn't find it. Now, was he E26 or E27? Let me double check it here. Nope, he was an E26. So it is correct, an E26 and a 12. That is a 12 last time I did my math. So that is a 1 base error on Piccolo. And that will allow Essien to score. Now that, not to score, to reach. That does not count against Blue's point of weakness. Notches, because that's not his fault. It should have been an out. All right, here's Nordbrook. 6-5, struck him out. There's a dot there, but he's not quite tired yet. He's almost tired, but not quite. So keep going. Here's Hairston. 2-2 against a lefty, and that is a ballpark single check. Again, only a 1 or a 2 will do. 10 does not cut it. It's a liner to the second baseman, Lentz. And the inning's over. So Vida Blue is going to end up going 8 innings. He will be coming out. And it'll be Joe Coleman coming in to pitch the 9th for the A's. So Vida Blue, quality start. 8 innings, only 3 runs. And out of those 3 runs, 2 were earned. So because 1 was an error on Gross that allowed 1 run to score. So 8 innings pitched, 3 runs, 2 earned. And he ended up facing 37 batters. All right, now for the A's, it'll be Rich McKinney to lead off against Barrios. And Barrios only gave up 1 single, so he's got a couple notches he can get against him to keep his point of weakness going, or from occurring, I should say. 1-8, struck him out, 1 away. Hamilton has sat down, and LeGros has started to loosen, their closer. So we'll see what happens here. Sheldon Mallory, 6'5", ground ball shortstop X. That is Nordbrook. He's a 4. 4 and a 17, he'll get to that. He is a 4. E38. So we'll check the 12 against the E38. E38, there is no 12. It's a 13 and a 14, but there is no 12. So he is able to make that play. And there's 2 away. So nice job there by Nordbrook to field that one. Here's Piccolo. He's fouled to the catcher twice. Can he do it again? 1-7. No, he's going to ground to short. And that's going to end the inning. So Barrios pitches 8 innings, allowing just the 1 run. And I think that's going to do it for Barrios. I'm pretty sure he's going to give way to the closer, LeGros, as we head to the top of the 9th. So top of the 9th we go, and Joe Coleman is going to come in for the A's. Coleman on the season, starter and a reliever, 4-4, 2.96 ERA, did have 2 saves. So Joe Coleman is on, and he'll be facing Alan Bannister. So Coleman is in. Do a little quick bookkeeping here on Barrios. He pitched 8 innings and gave up 1 run, which was unearned. One run, which was unearned, thanks to the error by Zisk. And he faced 27 batters. So Zisk has had a bad day. Can't get his hitting streak going, and he's committed an error. So, but he is going to lead off the top of the 9th, so, or bat second at the top of the 9th. So he's got one more chance to get his hitting streak, or it's the 8 game goes through the window. All right, here's Bannister to lead things off here against Coleman. 3-3, and that's a single. So leadoff single for Bannister. And now it's up to Zisk. He couldn't do it against the lefty. Can he do it against the right-hander? Coleman, 3-8. And he does it. 3-8 is a solid single. Right there, a 3-8 is a solid single. He would have done it against a lefty as well. So Richie Zisk extends his hitting streak to 9 games. Took him the last at bat to do it, but he did it. And let's see, Bannister is going to hold at second, I do believe, with nobody out. Runners at first and second, and the big boys coming up, so they're going to keep him right there. Here's Coleman to face Soderholm. 4-7 for Coleman. That's a fly to center. 1 away. I'll bring up big Jim Spencer. 6. No, we got a 2 here on the D20, so we're checking. There's no balk chance. Let's check Sanguian for a pass ball chance. He has a pass ball rating of 2. So if we need to check that, he's got a, and we do, it's a 2. So if it's a 1 or 2, it's a pass ball. It is not. So skip all that. Go back to Jim Spencer's at bat. It's a 2-11. Spencer, a 1-6 for a single. 7-20, he lines to second. And he singles, another low D20 check. Only 1 star though, so the bases are now loaded with 1 out, and Lamar Johnson, the batter. Let's see what they can do here. Lamar Johnson, infield's a double play depth, looking to turn 2. 110, it's a ballpark single check again. Again, only a 1-2. And he's going to line to short for out number 2. Had a lot of that today. 2 down for Chet Lemon. If we want to extend the lead, Lemon needs to do something here. 2-7. 1-2 is a single. Anything else, he lines to short. That's a 2. How about that? It did stop at a 2. So it is a base hit. One star, so only 1 run comes in, but every insurance run they can get is a good one. Bases are still loaded. Coleman nearing his point of weakness very quickly, the way he's giving these runs. Here's Essien. 6-6, and that's another single to left field. Let's check base runner advancement. Johnson doesn't run well, so he's going to probably have to hold, but we'll double check it. 8. And let's see. Johnson, his run rating is only a 9, so he's not going anywhere. Even with 2 outs, he's not going anywhere. Here's Nordbrook, so 2 runs are in. Nordbrook, a 4-9. Ground ball shortstop X, that's Piccolo. He's a 3 E26. 3 and a 16, he'll get to that. E26 and a 9. There is no 9, so it's good play. And they send 8 to the plate, but only 2 score. So right now it is a 5-1 game, and there is no save situation now with that 2 runs in the 9th makes it a non-save situation. So Laren LeGros will not come in. They will go to someone else, and that someone else is going to be Bruce Dalcanton. So Dalcanton is in, and he will take over for Barrios. If he gets into trouble, they've got both Hamilton and LeGros ready in the bullpen. In a matter of minutes or seconds, they'll be ready. So right now, start the bottom of the 9th with Bill North. 2-12 against a right-handed pitcher. It's a ground ball to short, and that's 1 away. Brings up Larry Lentz. See, I've got my placeholder now, so now I realize I can go back to Larry Lentz and get the player app. First, let's roll and see if it even goes off the batter card. It does not even, so I don't have to go that far. 5-5 is off the pitcher card. He's a switch hitter, batting left. It's a strikeout. Whether he's left or right, it's a strikeout. So there's 2 down. And it's all up to Mitchell Page. Mitchell Page, a 2-6. He's going to ground to first, and the ball game is over. So the White Sox take the first game of the 4-game set here in Oakland by the final score of 5-1. Winning pitcher was Barrios. The loser was Vita Blue. There is no save involved.